You just picked your template and you're ready to get going with the builder. I just want to go over a few quick things just so you are set up for success when you start building your website. So the first thing I always like to do is to come over here to this section and go to global styling. This is going to be pretty much everything to do with colors and fonts and everything that you want your website to have, so that way you don't have to change the colors of the buttons and the text all the time. Sometimes, it's technology, you might have to change a few things, like everything isn't always going to be 100% taken how you choose it, but for the most part, it pretty much does. So this just helps kind of speed up things as you go. So we'll first kind of start with adding the fonts before we choose all the styling you want for the titles and the paragraphs and stuff like that. So we'll go to the font section. So here are all the fonts that you can use. So typically it comes with already like just the regular fonts like Helvetica, Tahoma, all the Arial, all the regular ones that you usually will have, but you can pick 8 more here that you like to use. Now typically most people use one font for a title and one font for a paragraph. So you don't necessarily need all 8, but it's nice to have if you want to change things up sometimes. So you can pick from the fonts that we have already in here. We use a lot of the popular ones like Oswald and Poppins, and Playfair Display is a good one. So you could choose 8 of these if you want, or you could also upload your own custom font in these formats. So you could use your own custom font, 8 of them, or you could use 8 of the ones that we already have in here. So we'll just kind of keep them how they are there, and you can pick whatever you want. So now we'll come back to the global styling and we'll go to text styling. Now this is where you can change what you want your headings and your paragraph to be. So I've chosen Helvetica and Anton as my headings. So I'll use Anton for all the headings. You could change all the headings to different ones if you wanted to, but I like to keep things cohesive. You can also change the color of your text links and if you want them to be underlined or not. And then this is for the hover. So if you want a different color to hover, and if you want to underline it as well when it hovers, or you could take away the underline. And we'll go back to global styling, and now we'll go to the color palette. So you see how this button is red? When you chose your template, you picked the primary color that you would want to use, and that will kind of populate all the buttons and other little things that it uses it on. And you can change this at any time. So let's just change it to black just to show you what that's like. So see how it automatically just took that on, and so all the buttons will take on that black. And you can change each button that you want to whatever you want. So you don't have to have them all as black, but that's just like the default of what your buttons will look like. So it just speeds things up. And then these secondary colors, these are not going to populate anywhere. These are just ones that you might want to use as you're designing your website. And that way it's just quickly and easily accessed when you're changing font colors and stuff like that. And I'll show you that real quick actually. Let me just do that. So if we were to highlight this text and go to change the text color, your global colors will be right there. So that way you can easily change them to whatever you want, whenever you want, and really quickly. Okay, so let's go back to the color palette. So we talked about these. This is the background color that will be on all the pages that you choose. So anytime you create a new page or you create a new section, this will be the background color that it shows. And again, you can change all the background colors if you want. So I'll show you real quick how to do that. So in each one of these sections, they're considered blocks. And this is where you could change the background color. So if I didn't have a picture there, I could change the background color to black. But like I said, it automatically goes to white, which is nice. So you can kind of keep everything cohesive as well. And then if there's different sections or different pages that you want to change the colors on, you can easily do that. And then the last thing in the color palette is the main text color. So this will be what your titles will kind of populate as well as page titles at the top of pages. So like on the blog, for instance, it'll say blog at the top, and that would be the color that you chose. All right, now the last 2 things are website layout. So you could choose if you wanted your width of your website to be bigger. Typically you want to keep it around, under 1500. That's like the typical desktop website. This doesn't necessarily have to do with mobile. And then you can also choose if you want boxed or width, full width website. I always go with full width just because on mobile, it's usually full width. And if you go boxed, it can get a little wonky, but you know, you can edit your mobile part of your site, and we'll definitely talk about that in another video. But for now, I usually just like to do full width. So the last thing is page styling. So you could have, instead of a, this is more for pages, not for the whole website. Like it says here, only the page you're currently working on. So instead of having the color, you could have the whole page take on a picture. And you can change it to repeat or not repeat or cover the whole area. And then you can also change just the background color for that page. So when you're on this page, even though this is under the global styling section, if you go to this page styling on each individual page that you're using, you can change this and it'll only affect that page. Okay, so let's kind of go over a few other little things. Like here's the settings section that you'll want to use. Hold on here. Cut this out. So you can kind of look through all these settings, but I'll just show you a few. Like your favicon is that little icon that will show up up here. Like here's the P for Pretty Dash. So you could set that there and it tells you the dimensions that you need and everything. And then the social sharing image, whenever someone shares your website, this will be kind of what shows up. Like if you've ever seen people share websites on Facebook or whatever, this is the image that will show up when they share it. Domains, you could connect your domain to this. So instead of it being steven.prettydash.co or whatever you choose, you can change it to your own custom domain and it'll give you instructions after you enter your domain to do that. And then again, if you don't want to use your own domain, you can change the subdomain to whatever you want. So let's change it to test. Oh, it's telling me it's invalid. Test. So see now the domain is now test.prettydash.co. So when I click on that, obviously it's in trial version, so you have to upgrade to be able to make it live. Now another few of the settings, you can change your language to whatever you want. You can change the time. You can put, you know, that cookie disclaimer that pops up on the bottom of your page if you want. Applications, if you're a developer and you want to connect it to other websites and things like that, this is where you would do that. And then personalization, you can have these as tags for when you're writing emails or any of that kind of thing. It'll kind of show, it'll populate that person's information. And then the SEO for the whole website, this will be where that'll be. So when someone searches you or anything like that, that'll be the page title, the meta description. You've probably done SEO before. If you haven't, I would just look it up a little bit just so you know, but you can always get help from the video here and I'll go over it a little bit more. All right, so let's just go over the builder just real quick because I don't want this to be too long. So it's really, really simple and easy to use. The drag and drop builder is everything to me. I've never used a better drag and drop builder and I know I'm biased, but it's great. Anyway, so you've chosen your template. You could literally just change out the colors and the text if you wanted to and the pictures, or you can completely revamp it yourself. So if you want to add a new section, just click add block. And you can choose from different types of sections if you want. So if you want to put, you know, a little picture with checks and stuff like that, you can do that. And then you can easily change out with your stuff just by clicking change background and then change the picture you want to change it to. You can change the margins, you can make an overlay color, you can add a gradient, you can add a border, you can add a shadow. There's so much you can do. And then if you just want to change text, you can easily just change it here, and this will show the regular ones that I told you that you'll always have, and then here's the other ones that you chose, or if you uploaded your custom, that'll be here. So we could easily change it to whatever we want. We can change the color. Okay. We can change the background color. So you can easily change everything. The buttons, you can edit the style. You can change the button color, the border. You can change the text style. You can really do a lot here. And it's really just really simple and easy to use. And just always remember to click save after you do everything. That way nothing happens. And anytime you want to preview, you can preview it like this with the iPad view, the mobile view, however you want it. And as far as mobile, if you want to edit mobile or a tablet, just go up here and click that. For the most part, it makes it look pretty well on mobile, but if there's something that's looking a little weird, it's easily changed by just copying the section you want and editing it in mobile. So if you wanted to add this section and you wanted it to look different on mobile than it does on your desktop, you could click block, click copy, and up here is where you can grab all the things that you've copied, which is super nice, and you can even save some. So if you wanted to change that on mobile, you could come back to mobile, go to the copied section, and click here and drag and drop it, and then you can change everything about this, and it's mobile only. So this won't mess up this. So it won't mess up this one. You can hide this one on mobile, so that one's gone, but it won't be, here I'll show you, it won't be gone on the desktop. So see how it didn't hide this one, but you don't see the mobile one. So then when you come back to the mobile one, you can easily change the size of this to something more mobile suited, you know? And so you can see how easy that can be. And it might be weird that you have to copy over everything, but at the same time, on most page builders, when you start to edit the mobile, it can sometimes mess up the desktop. So I like it to be this way, to where most of it looks pretty good on mobile, but if there's something you want to change or you want to make the text a little bit smaller, just copy the section, paste it here, and change it, and then it won't mess up your desktop or your tablet. And then you can do the same thing on the tablet, but for the most part, the tablet really takes on what you chose. So you see how now this shows both of them. So whichever one you want to hide, just hide this one from tablets, and so it's hidden from the desktop and tablet, but not on the mobile. So when you come back to mobile, it's still there, but now on the tablet it's the original one, and the desktop is also the original one. And just a quick, we're not going to go over the pages right now. There's another video on pages if you want to see that right here. But just to add a new page, like let's say you want to make an about page, just click add new. You can choose a regular page, you can make a store, you can make a pop-up, and a page group, which just kind of groups them into sections, like here, how the pages, and then it's under there, and then blog. So let's just choose a page. You can choose one of the pages that we already have, or you can just continue using the template pages, and we'll be adding more pages every week as we go. But for now, you could just use your template page. But let's say you wanted to add another about page. So we'll just select that page, name it, and add it. And so you already have this page ready to go. You could change it however you want, and it's under here, under test, under pages, and you can edit everything just like you would with everything else. You can make SEO for each page. And again, if you need help, there's more videos for that, and really do everything. And if you want to, I'm sure you saw that, if you want to set it as your home page, you could. So you could create a whole new page, set it as your home page, and change the current home page, which is really great. So yeah, that's basically the builder, and we will be putting out way more videos and blogs and everything on more techniques to use with the builder and to get a little more in depth. But I just wanted to go over a quick overview so you can get started. Like, global styling is literally the most important part to me because I like everything to be cohesive, and it's just a really good starting point before you get started building. So, hope you guys had fun, and I can't wait to see what you build. If you ever need anything, just reach out to me at hello@prettydash.co. Bye, guys.